Times are oh my god.
Hey, what is up, guys? It's Clint. I am back with another episode of Versus. Yes, so we got a crazy show tonight. Tonight we got Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, versus Bubba Ho-Tep. That's right, two amazing historical figures who fight the forces of evil. To talk about this, I got my man Curtis. What is up, Curtis?
Hey, not too much. Just enjoying a Friday. How about
Yeah,
yourself, Clint?
I'm way enjoying this Friday. And before we get started, we need to tell everybody to yeah, it's good times, man. It was fun to do a couple of movies that are ridiculous, and both of them are ridiculous in their own way. You know what I mean? I had a good time watching these. I'd never seen Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, so I'd seen Bubba Ho-Tep years ago. So this was a fun, easy, like, hey, let's do something stupid, and it was fun. And I thought maybe the gang would enjoy it. So let's check in with everybody at the chat and see how everybody's doing. How you doing today, everybody? Let's see here. Hey, Bobby, Riley, gentlemen, how's it going? Gentlemen, I'm surely you're not talking about us. Yeah, man. Well, let me check out the quick synopsis. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Basically, President Lincoln battles a Confederate bloodsucker outbreak by night in his exciting revisionist action horror tale. This is director's Timur Bekmambetov. I can't even say that. Starring Benjamin Walker, Dominic Cooper, and Anthony Mackie. It's a horror fantasy action movie, and it was a lot of fun. Then we got Bubba Ho-Tep. After falling into a lengthy coma following a freak accident involving a hip gyration, a now-aged Elvis, played by Bruce Campbell, wakes up in an East Texas nursing home where he befriends Jack, who's played by Ossie Davis, an African-American senior who claims to be President John F. Kennedy. After residents of their quiet retirement community start dying of dubiously unnatural causes, Jack and Elvis discover that the perpetrator is Bubba Ho-Tep, an Egyptian mummy with murderous intentions. These were fun movies, both of them, and yeah. Which movie did you prefer, Curtis?
I preferred Bubba Ho-Tep. It's been one of my favorites ever since it came out. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter was honestly better on the second. I had seen it before, and I was fine with it. It was a little bit better second time around. But yeah, Bubba Ho-Tep's just one of my favorites. It's one of the best portrayals of Elvis. But Austin Butler did great in the the new movie and stuff like that. We know Kurt Russell killed it too, but Bruce Campbell just really shows his acting chops and plays a great older Elvis, and
Yeah,
I loved it.
yeah.
It's the true story of the way the king went down.
They're both super fun, man. It's really weird with Abraham Lincoln. They don't play it ridiculous. You know what I mean? They're playing it like it's real. That the way they approach that movie, it's like it's real. So it gets to there's points in the movie where it's dramatic, or there's like a lull because he's getting older and he's going into politics, and there's not as much action in different parts, and you're like, wow, this is almost getting slow because it's a dull part of this guy's life.
Yeah.
To where, you know what I mean, to where
Absolutely.
if it was as ridiculous as it should be, which it is, it's ridiculous, but I almost felt like, yeah, because they decided to play it so real, they couldn't be ridiculous on the slow parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they just didn't. I think that's probably where it failed a little bit. It just didn't pick a tone. It and the book's kind of like that. I have read the book. It's been a bazillion years, but because it's based on the author. He did Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and he did this one. He did a few more. And what he did basically was he took books that existed that were in the public domain, and he put what he wanted into it.
Yeah.
So this was really Abraham Lincoln's diary or journal, his biography that Abraham Lincoln had written, and he put the vampire stuff in there. So it's like that in the book, tonally.
Yeah.
Um, but for the screen, I don't know. They should have picked a lane. It didn't. I don't know how well it mixed. I mean, the dramatic parts were good and dramatic. The action parts were good, but they didn't mix it well enough. It's like a lumpy cake or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely was weird. And that's probably why well, it's got more stars here. I've like on if you look on some places, look this movie up, it's sitting at like 60%, 65% or something. If you look on Amazon Prime, it's 4.5 out of 5 stars with almost
That's
10,000
pretty good.
reviews. So that looks really good there. But I saw it. I saw another ranking, and I go, oh, this is like a C minus
Yeah,
movie, and I really enjoyed it though. Like the cast
yeah,
is pretty fantastic.
I agree.
Um, I like them both.
Well,
And go ahead.
I got. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I got the numbers if you want me to go through them. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
let's.
Finish your
Like,
thought. I'm sorry.
well, I was gonna say I started watching the other movie, Bubba Ho-Tep, and it's way a lower budget movie. It was like a $500,000 budget.
Right.
Even like the effects, the suit for Bubba Ho-Tep that they did, practical effects and stuff. They did it for
Hmm.
cost. They're like,
Hmm.
we're just gonna help the director out and just pay us for what it costs us to make this thing. But they weren't charging a bunch. This was like a super low budget movie, and it looks like it at parts in the beginning and all that. And I'm watching this thing, and I hadn't seen it in a long time, and I'm thinking, man, okay, is this gonna be hard to watch? Like I haven't seen it in years, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this is going to be a tough watch, but I know it gets fun. And then I got sucked in. It took a little while they were building the foundation of the show of this movie. The show. I sound like my dad. Uh,
Watching my story.
yeah, when I was watching that show, you mean that movie? But
Yeah.
while they were building the foundation and you get these side characters, it feels like a low budget movie. But then as soon as it really digs in and you really get
Hmm.
into the two main characters, with being Bruce Campbell and Ossie Davis, really dig into these characters, and the nurse. What was her name? The nurse. She was awesome.
Yes, she was.
I can't even find her on this listing, but
Ella Joyce.
yeah,
Ella
she
Joyce.
was fantastic too, and she's just a side character, but she was just really good, and they were really the core of the movie was those three, and
Yeah.
once it kicked in, then all of a sudden I got sucked in, and that's how you know a good movie when you watch
Hmm.
something and you forget that it looks cheap because the
Hmm.
actors are doing such a good job at pulling it off, and they did. Yeah. So you had numbers. What were you gonna say?
Well, yeah, I got the numbers, and but honestly, like what you're saying is the way I felt the first time I saw it, because I saw it in theaters, and I was like, you know, and I was expecting this. I was like, Elvis fighting mummies, like this crazy, stupid movie, uh, and and then you see the effects, and I was like, oh, come on, but it's I mean it's that, but it's not at all if you're expecting that. Like it's so much more and so much better. Like it's a very character driven movie, and talks about like a lot of themes that, like, if you told somebody, yeah, have you seen the movie where Elvis didn't die and he actually dies fighting a mummy in a rest home, and like they're like, "Oh, no," but then and like it explores like how America treats its elderly. It explores like existentialism, and it explores like um, fame and fortune versus like happiness and love. I mean, all these themes and stuff that you wouldn't think like you get more out of this movie than you do like some just straight up dramatic movies, because it's characters we know and in fantastical situations, but like you can explore deeper things when you do that correctly, and Cascarelli just did it correctly in this film. Um,
I
go
I
ahead.
I definitely got a I definitely did a lot of thinking while I was watching this movie, which I
Mhm.
didn't the first time, but there was I really like how you have a certain level of there's a certain level of it's almost like Goonies or some kind of kid movie where the kids know what's going on and the parents are like, "Oh, that's nice, don't fight." And like
Yeah.
that's kind of what's happening in this movie to where the seniors know the real deal and all of these people that work at the nursing home don't really take them seriously and you're like
Yeah.
you're following you're backing them, you're like, yeah, go get them, Elvis and Jack, and like the grown-ups who are running the nursing home are like
Completely clueless.
are completely clueless. They're like the obstacle, and the real hero, and they are the real heroes of this are them, and it's just kind of funny, and it's funny. They're like, it makes you think about it to where I'm like, hey, just thinking about my dad or my parents, in general, as I watch my family, get older and stuff. Um,
Mhm.
it's interesting to think that like, hey, somebody doesn't want to take somebody seriously, and what if they know what's going on? I had my grandmother one time. She didn't want to take her medicine. She was like 96 or 97 maybe at the time. And I'm not taking that. And the nurse is getting pissed. Come on, just take your med. I'm not taking that. That's not right. Come on. And then they told her daughter, my aunt, and then like, what's the matter? Like, that's not the right medicine. And like, look, it says right there.
Yeah.
And sure enough, and they looked at it, and then they went over and looked at like an old bottle or some leftover or something, and they didn't match up, and they called the pharmacy or they took it back or whatever, and they're like, we totally made a mistake and put the wrong medicine in that bottle.
Oh,
And
wow.
and it could have killed her, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
this and
But
this
she knew what the yeah.
in her 90s, like in her late 90s, and it could be a situation like this where they're like, "Oh, come on, Elvis, just blah blah blah," or
Yeah.
whatever, so it's just interesting to have an adventure movie with a bunch of people who are physically handicapped and like, he can barely make it down the hill to get to the water,
Mhm.
or barely fight with
Yeah.
these guys, but they're the heroes and the ones who have to save the day. So it's pretty interesting.
No, that's a great analogy. I love the way you put that because it is like that. And even Elvis says in one part of the movie, he's like, "You talk to me like a kid again, I'm gonna wrap this walker around your head." Like because they're treating them like kids. That's a
Yeah.
great point, and it really is. Yeah, it's like an adventure movie with you know at least people that are treated like children. Wow, that's great. That's great.
Um,
And I've even got the classic in the kid movies where they jump on their bikes and do the bike riding scene. There's an analogous scene in here where that happens, and we've got it. We'll show it to you.
you said Nalgas. Um,
Yeah,
you know what that means.
yeah.
Melissa says, Clint, could you do a better Elvis? I've got a story for that. Uh, Back in 2002, I auditioned for an Elvis movie. I was connected with some friends. Well, I made friends with these people, and one of them is still a really good friend of mine. But who was a casting director who saw the "I Feel Fine" video from Ritalin Kids and really and really said, "Hey, I want you to try out for this part in this movie that I'm doing, that I'm casting." And it was a different movie. This was for like a I can't remember, a Holly Hunter movie or something called Little Black Book, and she wanted me to play this coffee shop guy. They wanted a band guy with tattoos and they ended up casting Gavin Rosdale in this part from Bush, Gwen Stefani's ex-husband, and he was
Okay,
in
okay.
he was in Bend It Like Beckham, and he was making a go of acting and stuff. And so I put myself on tape and sent it to her, and they said I did a great job. They just ended up going with the other guy, a producer or director or somebody. Okay, cool, whatever. Fast forward a little bit later, I ended up getting with that contact and that friendship, and Hollywood. It's all about relationships and friendships and stuff. And anytime I was in LA, I would meet up with them and put everybody on the guest list and made a bunch of really good friends out there. And one day, an opportunity for me to be on House popped up, and I ended up on an episode of House. Also, I got an opportunity to audition for an Elvis movie, and I went out and auditioned for it, and I got a call back. I didn't expect. I went out and had a bunch of meetings with different people and stuff, but I got a call back for this movie. Now the guy who ended up playing Elvis is the one who was the king on the Tudors. Who,
Yeah,
yeah,
Jonathan Rhys Meyers.
yes, yeah, he
Yeah.
ended up getting cast for this role. But I went in and legendary casting director. I forgot her name because that's how out of touch I am. But it's Christian Slater's mom in real life. She's a legendary casting director, and I went and met with her. I should look that up. I can't think of it right now. And I went and met with her. Did the read. Apparently, I nailed it, and then I went back and I had to do another read with the director and the producer and the casting director, and I did pretty good on that too. And then if I'd have been prepared, I would have had an Elvis song in the pocket. You would, of course. They're like, they knew I was a singer, so like, okay, well, can you play us an Elvis song? And they gave, and I was like, and I was completely caught off guard. I would have practiced something. I could have done
For
something.
sure, yeah, of
but
course,
but
yeah.
I said, but I was like, well, here, I'll just do Folsom Prison Blues, which is exactly like That's All Right, Mama. But I'm gonna sing Folsom Prison Blues for you. But it's the same music. And so I kicked in, and they're like, okay, well, thank you very much. And I didn't get the part, but I even had to. I even had to like change my flight to go do this meeting and stuff, and it was a cool experience. I was like, well, I almost got a part in an Elvis movie. I came this close. So, but hey, we got Sex Chat's back.
Yeah, but hey, Sex Chat thinks that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Awesome. So anyway,
then they decided to go with
they got this
Scottish or
this
whatever.
other guy.
They go
Yeah,
to the Scottish guy to be the only official king of America.
of course. So anyway, but yeah. So do I think I could have done a better job? I think at that time in my life I could have done a decent job as an Elvis. But I was completely bluffing my way through that whole experience. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. If I was smart, I would have taken a bunch of acting classes. Well, I did take a bunch of acting classes, but I would have really dug in and but you know what I was.
They're just like, oh, keep giving it a
I
shot.
was trying it.
Yeah.
I'll slip on a banana peel and end up with my own TV show. Sure, but honestly, I was putting all my effort into being a musician and touring and all that. And I was trying to do both for a minute. I even had a talent manager and stuff, but at the time, it just didn't work out. So here I am. Now I'm doing verses. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So bots. Curtis, just do a bunch of talking, and I'm going to get rid of these bots. Okay.
Bots.
I just can't
So
do
last
it
week
and
was
entertain.
crazy. Yeah, last week was pretty crazy. On verses, but it almost ended up being, if it was going to happen on any show, I'm glad it happened on that one. Yeah, because like last week or the last couple weeks have been kind of rough, and like I don't know, it felt weird when we were doing it and stuff like that, but glad to be back, and we got some good stuff coming up with Christmas season. There's a whole host of Christmas movies that just need to be just pitted in a death match against each other. So keep thinking about that, guys. What Christmas movies need to go head to head? I'm thinking maybe we could do and okay, fair enough. So think about what Christmas movies need to go head to head. But on the joke, I think the last time we left off was the guy had he'd gotten drunk enough, and he put his money in the tank, and he went through the first door. And remember, so now the first challenge was there's this huge guy over there. It's like 6'8" guy that's 300 pounds of just muscle. He's like, you got to knock that guy out in one punch. And then the
Where were
I can't believe I started telling the joke.
Is it dirty?
Yeah, but it's not terrible or anything. But I just can't believe I started telling it. Then the second joke was there was this like 102-year-old lady in a room, and he was like, "You got to go in there and have sex with her and make her have an orgasm." And then the third room was like, "No, no, no, wait.
All right, so
I'm
back to
all
the
messed up. All
show.
right, yeah, like, you caught me off guard there.
Yeah. So it's Abraham Lincoln versus Bubba Ho-Tep. Points. You know how the points work. Both guys start with 1 point. All right. Both
Yeah.
teams get 1 point. Let's start with the cast. What do you say?
All right.
All right, cast.
Yeah.
Who had the better cast? I don't know why that sounded like Jerry Seinfeld. Who had the better cast? Grape nuts. You open the box. No grapes. No nuts. What's the deal? Dude, Bubba Ho-Tep's cast was great. Bruce Campbell, Bob Ivy, Ozzie Davis, Ella Joyce. Pretty minimal. If you get to the cast of the
You
cast,
even had Reggie though. You had Reggie Bannister from Phantasm, and he had a very small role, but he was in there. But yeah, very minimal.
I'm having to pull this up.
Abraham Lincoln, though, had a pretty strong cast. Benjamin Walker played Abraham Lincoln. Dominic Cooper was Henry Sturgis. He was also the young
Howard Stark.
Howard Stark. Yeah. Mary Elizabeth Winstead married Todd Lincoln. I recognize her, but I can't remember from what.
She's in a whole bunch of stuff. She's Ewan McGregor's girlfriend. She's also been cast in the new Ahsoka series. I think she's going to play Harrison Dula, but they haven't said who she's going to play. She's in a show called Kate. She was in the Birds of Prey movie with
Robbie.
Margot Robbie and all that. She's been in a bunch of stuff, but she's fantastic. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is great.
Why don't you just marry her?
Because I don't want to piss off Ewan McGregor because he can.
He has a lightsaber.
Yes, that's why.
Anthony Mackie, of course, and so yeah, there's
and my lightsaber. My lightsaber's not as big as his, so I don't think she would go for it. So,
but your sound effects are better.
Yeah.
But so there was a lot of heavy hitters in this cast. Honestly, we got to give this one to Vampire Hunter. I mean, we got 3 people from the Avengers movie. It had Jimmy Simpson, who played Joshua Speed. He's also one of the creepy guys on Philadelphia. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I wonder what it's like to be a guy like him. Like he just has like a skeezer face, you know? Like he's not ugly or anything like that, but he just has this like skeezy like
I'm like, what does that mean?
I don't trust you face. Like he just like he might have like 3 degrees in business and then failed, so he became an actor because nobody's going to trust this guy. Like
you talking about Jimmy Simpson?
Yeah, Jimmy Simpson. Like he's just got this face like you're fucking me over, aren't you? Like,
are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure he's on It's Always Sunny?
Isn't that him?
He looks like he's on Psych. I don't think he's in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
He's one of the pervy brothers that wears their underwear all the time and makes out with their sister. That's it. He's one of the I can't remember their names though. You know.
Hold on, I'm looking this up. I got to see this.
He is. But yeah, he just got this face like, you know, you just can't trust him face. Like not ugly or anything, but like
I guess so.
Is he in there?
Yeah. He kind of squinty. It looks like he kind of looks like what's his name? Charlie Day, a little bit.
No, it's not. I'm not talking about Charlie Day.
No, I know, but like, if is that like
Oh,
Charlie Day's
yeah.
brother or something in the show, or
No,
does
no, no. He's like their
or,
weird. He's
or
like
does
their,
everybody in Philadelphia look the same?
according to you, they do, but um, he's like their weird. The weird kids in school.
Yeah,
Like you ain't got to name them, but there was always like the weird kids, and like so they're like the weird kids in Charlie Day's school, and like they're these two brothers and like or the weird family, and like they're just so creepy and weird in that show. So maybe it's an association in there, but yeah, he just looks like ugh,
he's
like
he's yeah, he's
I
a
don't trust that guy. Yeah, a little creepy.
little bit, little bit. Yeah, I don't know, man. Little. Okay, let's move on. They got the point. We're not talking about
Yeah,
anything. We're just like, okay, all right.
yeah.
Which movie had better acting? Let's see. We got a clip here.
Listen,
Boom! Look at this.
I know you're Elvis.
Yeah,
All I want from you,
this guy was
you
fantastic.
look me
Yeah.
straight in the eye and
For
assure me
as
you had
well
nothing at all to do with
as
that
Bruce
day
Campbell
in
did,
Dallas,
Ozzie Davis kind
that
of
you did
stole the
not
show.
know Lee Harvey Oswald or Jack Ruby.
He really did.
And look, man,
I was.
I had nothing to do with Dallas. And I knew neither Lee Harvey Oswald.
He didn't even try to act like Kennedy either. That's what was great. He didn't like even try an accent. Didn't try. He was just he played Ozzie Davis. Like,
Let's see. Let's see this. Oh, and Bobby's already got her vote. Let's see it.
Trust me, you don't want that.
You're asking me to trust you. After you lied to me for all these years?
I
Yeah.
protect you to protect our family.
And how did that work out?
Mary Elizabeth Winstead is just.
You did this! You brought this on
Yeah,
us!
she's.
You brought this on our boy!
Yeah, way to go. And look at the president. He's so upset. That was pretty heavy
yeah,
acting.
I do think Simpson did a good job as Lincoln. What is it? William Simpson? Is that or no? We're talking about the other.
Listen here.
Yeah, I think Mary Elizabeth Winstead stole the show in that movie, but personally, with the
I
exception of
do,
the axe swinging.
But Benjamin Walker as Lincoln. But the real Mary Todd Lincoln like ended up being like she ended up going crazy and stuff. They didn't really go into that. I think I don't want to lie to y'all, but I think in the book they did, and it was because of the vampires and stuff. Like that's why she went crazy. Um, and
It wasn't because she lost
like
their kid to the
and
vampires.
maybe that's true too, but like they just didn't explore that in the movie. But like I don't know, her role was just kind of weird in the film. Like it was just kind of they turned her from a very interesting character into a generic love interest. I thought, and she
Yeah,
now Mary Elizabeth or what's her name
Winstead.
did kill it. Winston, she did do very well in that role, but like if they had to give her more to work with, it'd be better to see what she could do with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that she was. I was really impressed with her, and I've seen her in other action movies, but again, because they played it so serious, she got to be a mom, and like, it was as much of like the love interest in Tombstone, where they start
Yeah,
where Kurt Russell starts running into that one girl out, one lady out, and they go off riding together. There's a little tinge of that in the beginning, and then
okay, I see.
next thing she's a mom and they're losing their kid, and she's beating his chest. Then, like good first ladies do, she's supporting the president and
Hmm.
really having his back, and instead of just sitting in the hot tub at the White House, I'm just kidding, but she's actually saved the whole movie. She's the one that got
Yeah,
shit done. While old Honest Abe was being deceptive out on a train, his wife is the one who was getting the shit done. And they were
Okay, we
a
get it.
fantastic team.
Okay, we
Fantastic
get it. You
team.
like that chick, okay?
Yeah, she's
Like,
great.
that's cool, but you can't be like, she's the one that got something done, while Abe is, like, fighting 50 vampires on a flaming train, dude. Like, come on.
He was
Like,
just a
get
He was
the
just a distraction.
remove the
He
Mary
was just a
Elizabeth Winstead
distraction.
veil.
Yeah.
Like, that was just an incorrect statement, sir.
So I was just being dramatic. So who had better acting? That's the big question. Who had
gotta go
better
Bubba.
acting?
I gotta go Bubba when we're talking about basically, like you said, about like a 3-actor movie, and it still held our interest as much as this is,
I would,
you know what I mean?
yeah, I gotta agree with it. Just Ossie Davis alone,
Yeah.
like really sent it home. His dramatic death, which I'm sure, he's gonna be on the list of clips later. But dramatic death, it was good. Well, as far as characters go, who do you think had better characters?
I, so again, I would say this is probably pretty easy for Bubba, because as much as you've got historical characters in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, like when you've got Elvis Elvis playing Sebastian Haff, who is playing Elvis, and then you've got Ozzie Davis, um, either Jack Kennedy, whose was what do you say, whose skin was dyed, or a man who believes that he's Jack Kennedy, whose skin was dyed and his brain was removed and replaced with sand, and his brain is in Washington, hooked up to some battery somewhere.
But that's what's
Just
so
those two
clever
characters
about
alone,
it.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
They dyed him. They dyed him that color.
this color. So that, like, just those two characters alone, I think, kind of like, I want to watch them do all kinds of other stuff.
Yes, I want to see some adventures, man. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, characters wise, this Bubba Ho-Tep was like almost like Office Space is, where it's like, it's like a low budget movie, but because you have great characters and great actors pulling this stuff off, it sells it. You know what I mean? It didn't depend on slow-mo effects or anything like that. It's just great storytelling. So I'm going to agree with you, and I say we go with characters. I think the point goes to Bubba Ho-Tep. Boom.
And honestly, any movie where you can, like, essentially with a tiny cast, and you can watch them for the whole movie, and like that's good acting, that's good characters. Like, most movies need diversional characters and this expanded cast of characters. And there's certain movies, like Moon and stuff, where it's like, if you can carry a movie with 1 or 2 people, that's kind of amazing. Like, or 3, like, it's very hard to do.
This is an interesting one. Who had the best story? What a tough call. You have Elvis Presley, who no one believes it's actually him, in a nursing home with a guy that thinks he's JFK, in a nursing home with a mummy stealing their souls, and they have to defeat him, versus Abraham Lincoln, who is a vampire hunter fighting vampires and using his vampire fighting experience to help win the Civil War and grant freedom for people, and also knows to get silver and defeat these vampires who are fighting for slavery. It's an insane story.
And the vampires were the ones perpetuating slavery, so that they would have cattle, basically, and like, it's like,
yeah,
like, I don't know, like, because the Elvis story, like, I really want that to be like true, like the way that's the way the king went down. But at the same time, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, it's like one of those fantasy stories where it's like, it would be so spectacularly great if it wasn't just human, you know, lust for power and human evil that caused all these things. It was a monster. It was a vampire. You know, it wasn't us. Like it was I love stories like that, even though I want them to be true. Like I want monsters to be real because then it's not just us, screwing everything over. Um, so I don't know.
Both are excellent stories. One, I have a big love for Elvis. Everybody knows that, but I also really enjoyed. I really enjoyed this story. I think it could have been executed a little bit better, in a more entertaining way. I almost want to read the book because I feel like.
And I think I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I think I as much as I did like the movie, I think I really am curious how good the book is.
I think I remember liking the book more because I think that's maybe why I didn't have as much, or why it was better on a rewatch, because I probably when I first saw the movie I was like, because they did change many things from the book, um, but it was the same the author of the book wrote the script for Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Oh, cool.
So, and he just said he wrote it that way because it would translate better to screen, of course, and all that stuff. But best story.
Mel's saying, whose idea was this matchup? This was my idea. I thought it would be interesting because well, I just wanted an excuse to watch Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and I'm like, what could fit that? And I go, what's another movie with a historical person fighting evil? And I'm like, oh yeah, Bubba Ho-Tep. I hadn't seen that movie in forever, so that's worth a rewatch, and it'll be fun.
Yeah. Two historical fictions versus classic movie monsters.
So who's the winner? Better story. Who had the better story?
So, okay, I'm gonna go Bubba, because again, the author, Seth Graham Harris or whatever it is, specifically sought out public domain stuff and put his own stuff in there. Now, what he put in there was cool and stuff like that, but it was existing narratives that he adapted. Whereas Bubba Ho-Tep, it was based on a short story.
It's based off a book.
It was,
or a novella.
Yeah.
And then later,
which I haven't read. I'm gonna now.
Yeah, and later they ended up doing a what is it called? Bruce Campbell's Dead show. What's the movie where he's fighting
Evil
his
Dead?
hand? Evil Dead. They did an Evil Dead comic mashup with Bubba Ho-Tep. Yeah, too, which is interesting.
Ash versus
That's what it was. Ash versus Evil Dead. So which is fun because it's both of those are Bruce Campbell. So which has got to be interesting. But I need to go back and watch Ash versus Evil Dead. I've only seen a few episodes of that show.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it is a really stupid fun show. Well, gang in the chat, help us out, man. Who do you think has a better story? Curtis is pulling for Bubba Ho-Tep because at least that wasn't borrowed from somebody else's story. In other words, say you made a spoof of Grease,
right? Yeah,
or something.
And that's literally what he did.
Well,
but
actually,
they were very good.
Actually, he did that for Pride and Prejudice, but this isn't Pride and Prejudice. This is like the story of Abraham Lincoln's life.
Right, but it's still, that's what I mean. Yeah, but he took Lincoln's biography and adapted it, literally putting in pieces in there, and he did it with something in Sea Monsters too. But I mean, they're very good books. I mean, they're absolutely worth a read.
I need to watch. I need to go check those out. Well, both of them overwhelming from the chat. The reaction to that, so we went ahead and gave that point to Bubba Ho-Tep. All right, best music. Who do you think had the best musical score? I'm gonna say Bubba Ho-Tep on this because man, it was fantastic. The music on that was really good, and that guy, he ended up. I don't have his name in front of me. I'm gonna do the points real quick. The guy ended up being sought after by Hollywood and did a whole bunch of different music for different films and stuff. So. But right away, I noticed, I was like, dude, this is some sweet guitar music. And I know that they didn't, I watched an interview or saw an interview or something, and they said, they're like, yeah, just using one Elvis song would have been more than half of our budget for the whole movie. So we didn't bother doing that. And they did a good job of kind of replicating the Elvis feel. Which one is a better looking film? I would say we'd have to go. Personally, I'm going to say Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, because there was some really cool stuff. Sometimes the slow-mo got a little old, you know what I mean? Yeah. But there was still some pretty awesome looking stuff where with all the running on the horses and a crazy train. That train scene alone is insane, you know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
This has got to go to Abe, honest Abe, because they could do more and they did do more. So
yeah, and
if you had watched Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter and it looked the effects look like that big ass cockroach, you'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah. Like the first thing I did was say, hey man, this is going to be hard to watch just because it looked rough in the beginning, you know what I mean? Then once I saw the roach, I like kind of fell into it. Okay, this is what time it is. I know what I'm watching now. All right, now it's villain time, gang. Who'd a better villain? Danny Zuko is the best villain ever. Here's Bubba Ho-Tep's villain.
What we have here at Shady Rest is an Egyptian soul sucker of
what?
some sort.
Soul sucker. Specific type of soul sucker.
Here, feeding on the sleeping.
Yeah, and that costume is awesome.
Well, that's honestly, like, for better looking, like that shot right there, I was almost going to put in because that's just a great shot, but it's
yeah, but that's almost Power Rangers caliber right here when you get to this. Yeah. I kind of want to do Bubba Ho-Tep for Halloween next year. Start making the costume now.
Hell yeah. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Here's Abe Lincoln. Ah!
Powder.
This villain was really good, and he's not necessarily the worst villain in the
main villain. Yeah.
But he's the villain to Abraham Lincoln. He's the villain. He killed his mom. You know.
True.
And the whole. Oh, I didn't mean to show a boob. Sorry, guys.
Hope yours tastes better.
I have to cut that part out.
Yeah, you can show a man get shot in the face, but no baby feeders. No baby feeders around here.
All right. Well, yeah. So anyway, who's the better villain? Bubba Ho-Tep? I would say Ho-Tep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ho-Tep, but you made a good point. Like compared to the main villain of or the main vampire of Abraham Lincoln, it'd be an easy win for Bubba Ho-Tep. But you made a good point that other guy, Bartleberg.
He's creepy too. He's creepy.
Yeah. He's
the
best vampire.
Yeah, he's creepy. He doesn't die. He comes back. He keeps showing up. He's scared of him. He even like beat him when he was a kid, you know, and all, or you know, he messed with his dad, killed his mom.
He's had power over Lincoln his whole life, pretty much. Like,
And then once he starts killing vampires, hunting vampires, he's like, he just wants that one. And then his guy's like, nope, no, you killed the ones that I tell you, and it's like, this guy's just haunting him. But we're going to say Bubba Ho-Tep.
Bartleby McButchin. Yeah, good old Bartleby. What's that guy's name? Horschleiber? What was? Let me see. His name was.
Let's see here. All right. And how about best fight scene or best fight choreography? Well, this will be fun. Here, let's see. Let's look at a little McButchin. Let's look at Bubba Ho-Tep. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's what roaches and...
Yes,
That's
tree
what
roaches. Yeah,
roaches in Texas are like. That's if any of you guys ever wondered what roaches in Texas are like, that's it.
it's so true, man. You'll see this big old tree roach,
And they will fly right
they
at your
just
face.
fly straight at your face.
Yeah.
like they can't sting, but it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, they'll hang out until you show up with the thing to kill them, and then they're like, nope, they'll come right at you. It's hilarious. All right, well, let's see. How about, and then Abraham Lincoln? Oh, yeah, this is some good action. Oh,
And then,
yeah, and this is... Oh, took a leg. Oh, he just said that again? No! Again? Oh, I like this part. We're going to run up the wall now.
it's kid.
Anybody who says, "Bah!" Which reminds me, guys. And then we get. So who get the better fight scene?
We got to go with Honest Abe on this one. It was both quality and quantity. As much fun as it was seeing Elvis fight a bug. And then he fights the mummy kind of.
He just kind of falls a lot, but he's like
Yeah.
he's ready, he's ready to fight. But yeah,
That's kind of true.
it's what he does. But even when he goes to the lake or pond or whatever, he falls at the creek. He just falls down and he just keeps falling the whole movie. But he's trying. Yeah, that's one of the things that Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter had going for it was some pretty incredible action all through it, and you do get a little bit of slow-mo fatigue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for a second,
for
sure. but I like that stuff. I'm like, dude, bring it. I like watching. Reminds me of Underworld, where they do some fighting, and then there's always a slow-mo scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I don't. It bothered me a little more than it should have, but I don't know. I think because it was so many movies at that time did it, and Zack Snyder did it better than most, but and maybe that's what they're copying, or maybe Matrix.
Matrix also is the Matrix, and there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, and okay, but
especially a movie it just didn't fit as well, and Abraham Lincoln, whenever it was going, and those fight scenes are going, it was good. The fast action was good.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they would ruin it and kind of slow it down sometimes. But
yeah, Underworld with the vampires, and then what's that other Zack Snyder movie where he had the girls in the skimpy clothes, Sucker Punch? Yeah, they had a lot of it in that movie too. Some crazy action and stuff. Okay, well, all right. Well, how about WTF moments? Who has the most who has the best, not the most,
What's the most worth the furk?
Boom, fix that. All right, boom. Oh, this was a good one. I remember seeing this one as it happened and thinking, what the hell? That's nice.
Yeah.
Wait, wait, you took her glasses? What are you doing?
At the,
No, this
That
poor lady's
always-
in an iron
that
lung.
always just broke my heart.
Yeah.
Like, the first time I saw it, like, no. I was like, oh my God. That's so
But dude, the poor lady's stuck in an iron lung, and now she can't see. That's like, jeez.
oh,
This was a crazy WTF moment. They have all these.
Something isn't right about this.
Something isn't right about this. You got all these people in here. Oh yeah, they're gonna have a dance. I'll teach you to dance. It's okay. Oh yes.
Dinner is served.
What? Oh.
that's why
Oh, let's. Oh no, we're gonna eat the. What the hell? Yeah, that was a WTF moment.
He's like, something isn't right about this. And it's like, of course not, Skeezer. What'd you do?
Yeah.
Get off of me.
Yeah, so what's the bigger WTF moment? We're gonna
I don't know. I gotta go Bubba because
taking somebody's glasses is pretty
It's
WTF. I thought it when I
Yeah.
saw it. I had to look. Here's how you could tell. I had to look for a WTF moment and like scrutinize all the footage and saying, we've got slaves or free, African Americans here that are turning into lunch, and
Yeah.
hey, let's dance. I don't know how to. It's okay. I'll teach you how to dance. And I had to really that's pretty jacked up. But the other one, as I was watching the movie, and I was like, hey, don't take her glasses. And like, wait a minute. That's
It's just her little no, like she can't scream. She's an iron
she's
lung.
just trapped in an iron lung. WTF.
And then the lady walks to steal somebody else's candy right after that.
Yeah,
I didn't
that
put that
la-
on there, but
A klepto old people always wins over a vampire lunch. That's just a rule. So we're gonna.
I think that was on NPR. Thank you, Mel. The most biggest. There you go. We do need to do Underworld versus something, Bobby. Think about it. Think about something good that would go against Underworld.
Yeah, I love Underworld. That's a favorite of
The
mine.
first one for sure. They ended up having
A lot of them.
a lot of them. So, but I remember the first one being good. But it's been 10 years or so since I've seen it.
Yeah, I mean Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
I love her. And then Bill Nighy. I love him too. He's one of my favorites. He's
The science guy. Yeah, he's awesome.
not Bill Nye. Bill Nighy.
I don't know.
Jeez. Yeah, he's badass. He's the stepdad in Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or he's
That's
the
right. That's
he's the
right.
rock
No, you're
star in Love Actually. He's always good in everything he does. That guy's badass.
I agree.
Victor, I think, might be his name. She wakes him up early, and he's like, "Why did you wake me?" Yes,
And she's like, because you told me to wake you up before I go.
200 years early? I don't think so. So let's see
Oh,
here.
dude, did you do that on purpose?
What?
Wake me up before you go 200 years early. I don't think
Come
so.
on, dude.
Did you do that on purpose?
I'm gonna get out of here. Just kidding. All right.
Yes.
So, best car chase. Boom. Who had the best car chase? Here we got a Bubba. We got a Bubba chase right here. All right.
Time for ACT.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Close as we can get, baby.
It's not really a chase.
Yeah, if they're standing still, I don't know if it's technically a chase.
Yeah.
But that's what we got.
Versus another chase, which isn't really a chase. Woo! Busting in with the chariot. Yeah, we're gonna do a slide and hit that vampire. Oh wait, I gotta see that part again. I like seeing her.
That's good stuff.
Boom! Look at that. Yeah, I got my axe. ready to party. Anthony Mackie in tow. We got Abe Lincoln. Let's get out of here. Captain America and Abe Lincoln, both on one cart. Yeah, it's perfect.
Just think about it. Anthony Mackie's got to work with Captain America and Abe Lincoln.
I don't know which one's better, a wheelie on a wheelchair or doing a power slide into a vampire. I think we need to ask the chat about this one.
What do you think, chat?
Yes, it was Victor. So what do you think, guys? Wheelchair wheelie, or wagon power slide?
Is it a chase if they're standing still?
Is it?
No, I don't think so.
Is it a chase?
This is what we got. But
yeah, it was mine. The clip I got was just a rescue, and they never.
The vampires do kind of chase after him at the end.
A little bit, yeah. Mel says the power slide.
Yeah, I kind of agree with her.
I wonder what Bobby's gonna. Bobby would probably say Bubba Ho-Tep because the power slide might have happened when she slept through. She got bored halfway through.
No, well, we were talking about it. There are some, or we did. There's some slow spots.
There are some slow spots, and to be honest, I fell asleep during that movie, but just because I was super tired. I watched it and I fell asleep, and I had to go back and start it up again, and then when I woke up the next morning and I watched Bubba Ho-Tep, I was a little bit drowsy, and I finally I'm not falling asleep again. I got up out of bed and sat up because I was not going to be doing that.
Yeah,
not going to be doing that. So the question remains.
And plus, Bobby said she's hadn't been feeling well too. So
Bobby, I haven't been feeling well either. So I'm with you on there. I hope you feel better. Yeah, I was feeling pretty crummy. So let's see here. I say get well wishes, Bobby. I say we're gonna give it to we're gonna give it to Mel's choice. Mel said the power slide, and also Bubba Ho-Tep is in the lead, so they're not gonna lose much by this one loss here. And they actually do have somebody chasing after them.
Yes, this technically is a chase.
Well, yeah. I was going to say technically Elvis is chasing the mummy, but the mummy's not running. And so you're posing the question, is it a chase if somebody's not running? I don't think it is. It's a duel at that point.
A run towards.
Oh, this is stupid.
It's not even a duel because the other guy'd have to be running if it was like. It's just because like chicken or maybe, but like in
chicken or the egg.
But both people are coming in chicken.
It's a duel. They're jousting. All right.
Showdown.
Inspirational quotes here. Bubba Ho-Tep. All right, man. Oh yeah.
So this is I was saying this is analogous to the bike riding scene, like you were saying in kids movies, where they're like we gotta go, and this is their gear up to action. They're riding their bikes, and they're like, yeah, it's just not bikes.
Yeah, and I think a direct challenge, which is actually my backup quote. I have two clips that I did on this, but that's right. And then also I had this.
If this war is truly a stand against evil, then let it stand for something.
Yes, yeah. Inspirational.
True, but that just the badass walk is about all we need for this.
Yeah, this was the follow-up clip. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
But let's not pretend that this isn't badass. Mm-hmm. Who is it? It's JFK.
We got a president and a king coming at you.
And Elvis. And that walk with the walker is so good.
He just nails it. Like Bruce Campbell was still, fairly young when this was made, and like he just nails it.
Ugh. So the
More inspiration.
we got to go back to. I got to look at the who had the most inspirational part.
Bobby says, Vampire Hunter
For words,
for words, and I agree. Like there were some, uh, I mean, it's based off of Lincoln's life, very inspirational parts in that movie. Like that's, yeah,
yeah, and I also think like Bubba Ho-Tep, and like there are some touching parts like to that movie, but inspirational, like him reflecting on his daughter and things I wish I could see her, or I wish there was things I would have said to her, but that's not inspirational. It's just a touching part of that movie to where it's like, and he's so slapsticky and goofy. The whole movie's so goofy. I don't think it scratches the inspirational itch, like the
I. It, go ahead. I'm sorry.
just like Abraham Lincoln does. You know, I mean, they're talking about freedom and stuff like that, and they also are not being silly. They're playing this thing like it's real, like it's real. You know what I mean? So, I would vote on that one.
And I'd watched I always watch the movies, and then I'll watch some other people review them on YouTube and stuff like that. And there was one guy who was talking about Bubba Ho-Tep, and he was talking about how he's like, it's supposed to be a horror comedy and blah 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 and this and that, and he was like, maybe a dark comedy. He's like, this is a really dark movie and blah blah, and like I didn't get that at all, but I could see, like, when you look at the dialogue, when you look at the movie, like I could see people seeing it as a dark comedy. There are, it is about like end of life and like, nobody caring about you and stuff like that. And I could see that, but I didn't take it that way at all.
You could also wonder where that guy's coming from. They make a lot of make a lot of dick jokes in that in that movie. You know, maybe something vulgar about
Maybe he's got a little dick.
Yeah, but maybe that kind of that vulgar. They are vulgar in this movie, so maybe approaching that, he's like, hey, this movie's like, maybe that he means dark as far as that is concerned to him. Like that's like,
Maybe.
oh, like this movie's kind of grimy, like, and it made me feel uncomfortable because it was I wouldn't want to watch this with my mom, or I wouldn't watch this with my daughter. It's kind of a dark comedy, not just a comedy. Or there's the other thing that it might make him think about things like I was saying, I'm thinking about my dad while I'm watching this, and like
that's kind of the road he was going down,
and even thinking about my own life, at where I'm at in my own life and what I've done in my life, what I'm doing now, and the different things, and where I'm going to end up with it one day, and I'm like, hey, dude, maybe this guy doesn't have any savings, and he's thinking, man, I'm going to end up in Medicare. In a Medicare, facility.
Mud Creek, Texas.
I have no, like me, I have no kids. Like, man, I'm gonna end up in East Texas. So it's interesting because they do touch on things that it got me daydreaming about. Like, hey, what's gonna happen to me in so many years? And I'm not using a walker or anything, but it's not something I would think about when I was in my 20s for sure. It's interesting. It's interesting because it's a fucking stupid movie. Like, it's a stupid movie, and so to actually stimulate real thought, that's some clever, beautiful writing, just jam packed into this ridiculous burrito of a funny, ridiculous movie. That was a weird analogy, but yeah.
No, but you're right. That's exactly that, and that's the crux of the film. That's the beauty of the film, because, like, again, if you told somebody, like, that movie about Elvis fighting the mummy, that was kind of life changing. That was an amazing film. Like, they'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, are you insane? But that's what I mean. Like, I think the ridiculousness of it allows you to think about these things, or allows it to present these things. Whereas if it was fully dramatic, it would your brain or your emotions would like put up a defense mechanism against that stuff like that. And but it's like you start thinking about that stuff a little bit, and then he's fighting a bug. You start thinking about that stuff a little more, and then he's fighting a mummy. Or they say a silly line. And it's not like Taika Waititi like pulling it out of the just like, oh nope, you can't feel anything. It's like it's enough to kind of bring levity to it and be like, hey, we're not trying to depress you here, but these are real problems that exist in the world, and now let's turn them into a mummy. And you can actually turn it into something you can fight. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just great.
Yeah, I really I'm glad we did this movie, because watching it again, this is one of those movies that if it wasn't my homework for the show,
Right.
I might not have watched it again, or not for a long time on unless just some friend wanted to watch it or something. So I'm glad, because I enjoyed it way more on this rewatch. Let's see.
But Abe got that point though. I don't know if we gave it to him.
Oh yeah,
for inspirational.
Inspirational. And how did he win this? What kind of inspirational thing? Boom. Dude, that's some inspiration. The walk was longer too. I just didn't play the whole clip because
yeah, I cut my clip too. It was like a good 45 seconds of them walking down that hallway.
Yeah. You have to clip them short, because we don't want any episodes like last week where the stupid internet shut us down.
And before anybody comments, hey, they just keep talking over all the clips. Like that's
intentional. Yeah, that's intentional. Now this is turning into reaction video territory. Yeah, we basically had for those who weren't here last week, which I'm pretty sure it's just the same people this week as last week, all of our friends and faves. But they kept shutting us down, and I protested because they pulled it, and I protested that and disputed it, and they said we have reviewed your stuff and we disagree with your dispute, and I'm like, you son of a bitches.
But
so
like how do you talk to a real person? Because like that could just be like them running it through the algorithm.
I think it's just the algorithm. But but now we're gonna be hanging out. Like, dude, you're gonna have to pull thousands of reaction videos down if you're gonna pull our stuff down for that. Because we're not just like, hey, get a sneak peek of this new movie Bubba Ho-Tep that you can't we're talking about this, and when you're reviewing or talking for educational purposes, that's fair use. So that's what we're doing. I know, Mel. It was weird. So
we literally, when we were kicked off the air, we literally watched like 3 or 4 videos where they show full on sequences. Like they just show them, and we're like, well, they didn't, like, this is still up there. Like what like, and it was insane. So we're being careful.
Yeah. So whatever they want to mess with us, we'll mess with them back. Best kiss. Who had the best kiss?
He had me on the floor and had his mouth over my asshole.
Oh, that was good. I gotta watch that again.
He had me on the floor and had his mouth over my asshole.
Oh, that's really good.
That I should have put it for best quote, but I didn't. But because that's what whenever I first saw the movie, like that's what I walked out with. I was like, except I always have lips in my brain. He put his lips on my asshole.
Yeah. Hey, we got Dave from Riddling Kids in the chat. Yeah, Dave, we tried to. I actually wanted to do it first. I wanted to do Lincoln versus Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and compare the two. Best acting goes to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter over Daniel Day-Lewis. Here's the best kiss on Abraham Lincoln. Goes in for the oh.
Snap.
No girlfriends, no relationships. You're a vampire hunter. What a bummer. My vote. That's a weak ass kiss right there. And speaking of ass kisses, I think speaking. Well, first, guys, Dave, everyone out there, subscribe. Yeah. Speaking of ass kisses, weak ass kiss. I'm gonna give it to Bubba Ho-Tep because that clip.
Yeah.
I think that's right up my alley. It's hilarious.
That's right, baby.
Yeah. For those who missed that, here's the kiss.
He had me on the floor and had his mouth over my asshole.
Yikes! And this is a weak kiss. Oh, turned his face. Oh, on the cheek. Come on. Yeah, but
she should have just nut punched him.
that's what she should, and just walked away. She should have just walked away.
Yeah. Ladies, if that happens to you and the guy doesn't like back up and be like, hey, blah 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 or something like that, and he just pulls one of it, just nut punch him. Like, he deserves it. I'm giving you permission now. Just, that's worth a nut punch.
Yeah, dudes, same advice. Somebody backs off, nut punch him. All right. How about? Let's see here. Which one's a better cheer up movie? Which one would cheer you up? Both?
Dave, you got to see Bubba. David says he hasn't seen either of these.
What the hell, dude?
You got to get on this one.
Oh, you've got to get on that, man. Let's. Which one is a better cheer up movie?
I don't. Bubba Ho-Tep always cheers me up, but it is kind of a I could, it's not a cheer up film, per se.
It's kind of a funny movie. I mean, I think
it's a very funny movie. Yeah.
I think it's fun to watch vampires get killed. So that's like if you fast forward through all of the dramatic parts of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, then it's a lot of fun because it's fun to watch these action parts. But
and I think that was a lot of people's criticism. They were expecting it to be a balls out crazy movie, and then they kept the tone, the dramatic tone of the book, and it just didn't fit. I don't, or it clashed a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. That's they were really trying to tell the story of this is serious. Yeah. This really happened, and they play it like it's a biography. It's kind of hilarious. It really is. It's so serious that it's ridiculous. Bobby says Bubba Ho-Tep.
Bubba does cheer me up. I mean, because again, it's the real way the king died. That's we finally know the real story. And I don't know. I've always loved it.
I say we do Bubba Ho-Tep.
Nobody fucks with the king.
Yeah, man. You talking about Elvis killing a mummy? That's it. Doesn't get better than that.
And one thing, no, I'll save that for another question. Never mind.
One thing, what?
No. It has to do
pertinent.
with another question.
We're about to get into some more stuff. Let's see.
Quite pertinent.
Best kiss, a cheer up movie. Okay.
For people out there, Mud Creek, Texas, is a real place.
Oh,
and in fact, it's two places. There's one that is in West Texas. That's the actual Mud Creek, Texas. But he specifically says in East Texas. He's like, I never thought I'd die in East Texas or something like that. And there is a Mud Creek Ranch, which is famous in East Texas. So I'm gonna go with that one. It's a good 3 hours from me. Probably good 3 hours from you too. But Mud Creek, Texas is there's two of them. Not only is there one, there's two Mud Creek, Texas.
I want to go find that creek. Find that Mud Creek with the silver bus in it.
Well, that's in California, but
date movie. Which one is the best date movie? Here's a Bubba Ho-Tep date clip. Oh.
It's time for that little thing again.
Oh no.
She kinda
bummer. Yep. I wonder what the algorithm thinks about this. Oh no! Don't
What,
look
she's
over
giving
there!
you
Don't look over there!
stomach massage.
Hair. You old rascal.
You old rascal.
Better take a cold shower, Mr. Hair.
Yeah, that's Elvis.
There have been 2 presidential elections since I had a boner like that one.
Oh no.
You get in there with me, I'll take that, Sheriff.
Yep. There's a date.
Silly thing.
Come on,
She was really good, and
Yeah.
yeah, she nailed it. And pretty
Why don't you pull on it a little bit?
pretty on point. Like just being of dealing with dirty old men. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Texas nurses, dealing. I'm going to the doctor with my dad and stuff. Taking my dad to the doctor. I've seen. It's funny. It's funny having to deal with people. And it's funny being in the position of being the one being dealt with, like being. I don't mean dealt with like this scene, but I mean like.
I'd let her deal with me. I'll tell you what.
Like they kind of halfway taking you seriously. Also,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, he's half senile and loopy on medication and doesn't know what he's doing, or does he know? Or it's just an interesting dynamic.
And also, and the thing about this character too is the actress really, killed the role, and did spectacular with it. But there was one of the reviews I was watching, somebody quoted somebody else. So this is like 3 people quoting somebody else, but said, Don Cascarelli still hasn't figured out how to make a big Hollywood picture. And it's like, that's true, but that's a good thing, because think about it. Like this character, like she's so great in this thing. She portrays that strong nurse, putting up with these people all day, doing what she needs to do, and they still have that one scene where she's smoking the cigarette it shows her vulnerability, like, and she's on screen maybe out of this whole movie 15 minutes,
Yeah.
but she is a full-blooded character of this film, like, and that's hard to do. Like Cascarelli is just a good director, and
It's like Office Space, where like every character in Office Space is like a real character that contributes, and it's like it doesn't feel like a extra, you know what I mean, or glorified extra. It's like this person has a whole backstory. You can look
there's
at
no
her
bit parts.
you can look at her, and you don't get that from the director and other people, but with her, you're almost imagining what her backstory is. You know what I mean? And which is really cool.
That's what it's. Dave said. That's what I remember her from.
Rock?
She was in Rock. Yeah.
What is that? What's Rock? I don't even know what that is.
From on Fox, the show that had the guy from Aliens 3 in it. And it was on 30 years ago, 40 years ago. No, not 40 years ago, 30 years ago. But I remember
a lot of years ago.
Yeah, it was on a while back, like in the 90s.
Well, here's the Abe real quick. Abe. He's.
I see I'm such interesting company.
I'm sorry.
Yep, that's a date scene. That was a date. Which one was a better date? I think Bubba Ho-Tep wins on that one.
My wife says, I asked her whenever we rewatched it, I was like, did you ever see that movie? And she was like, yeah, we went and saw it at the movies. And I was like, okay, all right, just settle down here. Like, damn, like, okay.
Oops.
Yeah, and so I married her, so it must have worked. So yeah, I got to go, Bubba.
So that was a good date movie.
It must have worked, and she rewatched it with me this time. So, Charles S. Dutton, yes, yeah, thanks, Dave. That's right. I was like, what the hell do I remember her from?
Which movie makes you want to take karate lessons more? All right, this will be fun. Here we go. Yeah.
Let's go. Don't make me use my stuff on you, baby.
Here's your he just keeps falling down kind of thing.
Dude, that makes me want to take karate lessons. All right, and then we got this guy right here.
Yeah.
Dude, karate.
Oh, yeah, right. Axe karate. Is that a thing? Axe karate?
Oh! Dude, he's going Howard Dean on these guys.
I'm gonna kill that vampire, and I'm gonna kill that vampire.
Then I'm gonna run up the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the ultimate karate move right there. Oh.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Lincoln.
Speaking of which. All right. Bobby says that was more like dancing. I agree, and I think everybody. Yes, I can do that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that for next time. I think Bubba Ho-Tep wins it, dude.
Yeah, the people have spoken.
Yeah.
However, what's his name? The guy who played Lincoln did learn all that axe stuff and do most of his own stunts, which is very impressive. But in real life, Elvis was a I don't know what degree black belt. And again, anybody who doubts his skills, just watch the video of him just straight up chest kicking those people in the that ran up on stage that one time. Yeah. So,
and if anybody doubts Elvis's teacher's skills, just know that he ended up with Priscilla.
Yeah, right. So, like,
that's right.
Well, he didn't have a growth on his pecker. Like,
yeah.
She left him for his karate teacher, or well, for a lot of reasons. But yeah, she was cheating on him with his karate teacher.
Yeah,
they didn't. Of course, they didn't put that in the movie.
Yeah, they don't put that in the movie. So we're gonna give this one to Elvis. Hell yeah! Boom. All right. Let's see here. Okay, what else we got here? Okay, which one made you hungrier? Which movie made you hungrier? Oh, that food is not appetizing. Hey, put the farts in, Dad. Put the farts in.
Literally.
Tell them your kids wanted you to do that.
I was cutting that scene, and I was just finding images of food for the hungrier thing, and my son Conan walks in, and he's like watching me do it, and they like you can barely hear that fart, and he's like, "You have to put that in, Dad. You have to like that fart's hilarious. You have to put that in." And I'm like, "All right, son, I got your back, man. I'll put it in." So there you go, guys.
All right, then,
ladies and gentlemen, dinner is served.
Ah! Okay, so
somehow it's your fault, Skeezer.
Yeah, so which movie made you hungrier?
Well,
man,
the rest home food did not make me hungry at all. And even Elvis says he's like, I'm wondering. And in one scene, he's like, all I'm doing is sitting and wondering when lunch is. And he's like, and considering the food here, I don't even know why I'm wondering that. So,
well, Bobby says neither one. That sandwich looked pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that food, you had some green beans and some potato salad and a bologna sandwich. I mean, that wasn't bad.
I love the rationalizing of which one should win the category. Yeah,
This is where the science comes in, guys.
Yes,
this is the science.
This is the science part. The vampire who was dancing with Anthony Mackie.
Now, if you were a vampire and you were watching basically your food dance around for you, you'd get pretty damn hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're like sitting there hungry already, because they can't just eat whenever they want. And you're like basically like, turkey legs are like around going, "Hey, what's going on, guys?" Like that's gonna make you pretty hungry.
Yeah. And they had grapes, and I like grapes. We'll give it to that's they show grapes just before before they chow down. We'll give it to. If you can't tell, Abraham's Lincoln is losing. But we gotta. We're throwing a sympathy point here. Put a bagel there just for point. Bagel point.
Put his lips on my bagel.
All right, what else we got? We're okay. Oh, we haven't gotten to explosion. Who had the better explosion? Who had the best explosion?
Let's see, shall we?
It was all written up in the contract.
This was one of my favorite scenes too.
I lost my copy in a barbecue accident.
Oh yeah, this was a good scene.
I just wanted to see him play more of like the young Sebastian Haft of it.
Yeah, he was awesome. I love that you put that in.
Oh, okay. Well.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Just went up like that.
It just went up like that.
Yes. Dude, that is a greatest hits of explosions right there. As opposed to this, there weren't really any explosions. Just as badass fire. Whenever we do period movies, it's like you're like, okay, there's not really a lot of explosions, just musket balls flying around, you know what I mean? And so it's like, but they do have fires.
We need to get like a, I don't know what that would be, a linguist or what on here. So if they're standing still, does it count as a chase? And if it's just a raging fire, does it count as an explosion?
No, it's not an explosion unless there are no explosion. They didn't have. I don't think they had dynamite yet.
Yeah, they had dynamite back then, but not on the train. Instead of filling it with dynamite, when they knew it would be full of vampires, they filled it with rocks for some reason.
If they'd have known what they were doing.
It doesn't make any, because Skeezer made the plan. That's why.
All right. How about the best death or kill? Boom. Who had the best death or kill for Bubba Ho-Tep?
So, now.
Oh, this was a good one.
You,
it was rough, yeah.
You got to get him.
The whole time he was like, I don't know if he's just a crazy old man or not, but
yeah, you got to take care of business.
Yeah.
Dave, have you never seen this? This guy believes that he is JFK.
We're on TCB.
That's right.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
And he's like, JFK was white. And he goes, they dyed me this color. That's why it's so brilliant.
And then whatever at the beginning, he's like, at first I thought it was Lyndon Johnson coming to kill me. And he's like, Lyndon Johnson's dead. And he's like, that ain't gonna stop him.
Okay, then we got this death.
That's a good death.
Yeah, that was a good one. It started late.
That was a good one.
Again. Boom. Yeah, blacksmith. Yeah, that's a good way to
working the bellows, baby.
Yes, sir.
Good one.
Both excellent deaths. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Like you just picked a gem right there. That was great. I mean, I love obviously, but that one made me happy instead of sad. Like, so I might go with Abe on this one. Like, I don't know.
All right, let's see here. You said Abe? Yeah, I mean that was by far a crazy.
I just didn't want. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's a crazy way to take someone out.
Yeah, and I didn't want to see JFK go down. Uh, so
Let
again, I had to see JFK die again. Like, so yeah, I'd rewatch that death from Vampire Hunter over and over again. Yeah, and the chat agrees.
who had? Let's see here. Who had the best ending? Bubba Ho-Tep's ending.
TCB, baby.
TCB.
Your soul-sucking days are over, amigo.
Yeah, they are. Burn, burn, and just like,
Yeah.
yeah, you see the souls coming out of him. There you go. That's how you say all is well in Egyptian.
Yeah, that's.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How about?
Beautiful.
A guy only gets that drunk when he wants to kiss a girl or kill a man. So which is it?
Oh, which is a callback. Callback to the beginning of the movie. So that's a. Does that mean there's going to be another Vampire Hunter movie in present day?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Let's see here. Better ending. I'm saying Bubba Ho-Tep. What do you think?
Yeah, like Mel says, fire always wins.
All right, fires.
He burned that damn mummy.
That's right. Boom.
He put his mouth on my asshole. What is he, a shit eater? No. It's just so good.
Oh boy. Oh, let's see here.
And it's and it's one of those movies. Each time you watch it, like you notice more things, and it gets better and better.
Best love story.
I just got one last question.
Yeah.
Yep.
Marilyn. Oh, come on, man. Marilyn Monroe? What's she like in a sack?
This is great.
That is classified information. Top secret. But between you and me, wow.
What? It just turns around. Like,
Sorry I've kept you in the dark all these years. I need you, Mary.
I've waited a long time to hear you say those words.
Oh, what a love story.
No, and that's a good scene, and because so I guess that does show a little bit of the mental illness stuff. And to be fair, like that was an amazing love story he put up with. Imagine being that guy and you're trying to save the freaking country in slavery.
And your wife,
yeah,
your
wife's like she went crazy after that, and like. And people trying to kill you, obviously, and like imagine being that guy. But so I'm gonna go Abe, because it did spend a good time on their relationship. It did. The movie did spend a good time on their relationship.
Yeah, and the love that was a lust story, not a love story with the Bubba Ho-Tep.
Yeah. There was some other stuff I was gonna put, like there were some snippets where Elvis was talking about his daughter and Priscilla a little bit, but it just wasn't enough to
piece it together.
Or just it was just kind of one-off stuff in the movie. It wasn't part of the film like Vampire Hunter was. Like
Right.
that she was their love story was a major part of the film.
Right. Let's see here.
Right. Okay.
Okay. All right. There. Get that there. Got your point. Okay. And then getting here down to the nitty gritty. There's really no way for Abraham Lincoln to win, but we're going to finish this. Which movie made your butt pucker more?
Oh, let's see.
He had me on the floor and had his mouth over my asshole.
I could have made with a curly lip
Oh,
smile and
no.
eaten out of my asshole.
Jesus.
Watch your ass.
Bird's eye.
Come on, dude. What are you stop? What are you doing?
Why don't you suck a butt?
Dave, Dave just said, "I'm pretty sure these aren't kid friendly. I'll have to wait till weekday to watch." LOL.
You can watch a Bubba Ho-Tep with your kids. I watched it with mine.
No, he's talking
Not-
about talking about this show right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that did. I was like, oh my goodness.
Well, that probably made my butt. But honestly, what made my butt pucker in Bubba Ho-Tep was when the beetle thing was crawling up the klepto lady's.
Yes.
Anytime like that, I'm like, screw this. Like, I don't know what you are, but you're gonna die.
That should have been the clip that you picked.
But there was just so much buttholephilia in the movie that I would
Yeah.
make a montage.
Holy butts.
No, you can watch Bubba Ho-Tep with your kids. I watch it like.
Oh, Dave's like, no, I'm talking about the movies. Yeah, no, yeah, the movies there's pretty vulgar. Yeah, Bubba Ho-Tep definitely not. I wouldn't watch it with your 10-year-old. There's some.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, he's a little older, so he'll probably catch more of that stuff.
Let's see here. All right.
My son's like, whatever.
How old's your son?
7.
7.
Yeah, I mean he knows. Yeah, but yeah, he's fine.
Let's see here. All right. If you were on a flight, which movie would you pick to watch on a flight?
You nasty thing from beyond the dead. No matter what you think or do, good things will never come to you. That's the chant against evil from the Book of Souls? Oh, yeah, right, boss. And what kind of decoder ring comes with that, man? Shit, doesn't even rhyme well. This dog shit.
Yep. I don't even have a clip for the other. If I was on a flight, Bubba Ho-Tep is 1 hour and 32 minutes. Abraham Lincoln's 1 hour and 45 minutes. I would pick Abraham Lincoln because I got more time to kill. But you know what? It gets. I really don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're in a flight, what do you watch?
And see, here's again. So here's what's weird. Like, there are slight sex scenes and boobies in Bubba Ho-Tep. I'm sorry, not in Bubba Ho-Tep, in Vampire Hunter, and like those are the scenes that would make my butt pucker more than the violent, gory killings. It's so like, it's like I don't feel, or I do feel that way, but it's just this American upbringing, like. Like, yeah, look at this guy get fucking murdered, and then it's like, oh, a titty. Oh, you can't watch this. Like, it's like I'm not like that, but like just as that's how we were brought up, and it's like so if I'm on a plane watching like this terrible gory movie, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. And then it's like, but if it's they show some boobs or something, which I want to see anyway, but like it's like, oh god, I can't have. They're gonna think I'm a pervert. Like like it's so.
There's
weird.
not much. There's not really much boob happening on Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Just that one. One in the closet. What about on Bubba Ho-Tep? There's no boob.
Nothing.
And
No, there's one Egyptian like boob scene. Like
oh yeah. Okay.
Like
so you got one.
But it's really like flashes.
1 and 1. Yes, Dave. We've done we've done a Wyatt Earp versus Tombstone.
It has like 10,000 or so views. Come on, Dave, get on the ball.
Yeah, man. So what do you think? Which one would you would rather watch? Which one?
I mean, oh damn. I mean, I'm probably gonna go Bubba, just because I think I'm gonna have I think I'm gonna have more fun with it. Like I've seen it more times, but like again, it's just one of those movies you rewatch it. um, and it gets better each time. It's one of those movies that gets
keeps getting better every single time I see it. Just kidding. That was the Beetlejuice.
It really does. Yeah.
I'm posting something in the chat real quick.
Bobby says she doesn't fly. Well, on a bus you can watch a bunch of movies. I'd always like to take a plane or not a train trip, but there's not. I mean, there are trains out of Texas to go to places, but it's not like apparently it's crazy expensive, and you got to.
I have always wanted to do a train also.
Right. Like people in the north got trains everywhere, and they go, zipping around on trains. Like we got to go. I think you got to go to like Dallas or something like that to catch a train out of Texas that goes somewhere. But yeah, trains, planes. Oh, we could do trains, planes, and automobiles. That's a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, that is a Thanksgiving movie. We don't have to do a Thanksgiving movie. We're not going to do a show the week of Thanksgiving. No. So once you eat all the leftovers, Thanksgiving's long gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, once you crack that cranberry sauce, it's like, oh, it's Christmas time.
It's done.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It'd be nice. It'd be really nice to take a long train ride. Well, I assume I've never done it, but it seems like it'd be nice.
I've done it in Europe, and it's a lot of fun. It's really fun. I've never done it on an American train, but it's like
I've never done it. Period. It seems like it'd be fun.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool way to travel.
And then somebody could get murdered on it, and we could have a mystery.
Yeah.
And then,
which reminds me, what was the train we were going to talk about?
What did that remind you of?
Reminds me.
God.
We could do Snowpiercer versus a Bullet Train.
Yeah. Well, we
were also talking about Bullet Train versus like doing the Willy Wonka thing.
Oh yeah. Fan theories, fan movie theories.
Yeah.
So there are fan theories that Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka, and then there's a crap ton of Shining movie theories. And then the fan theory that The Protege is the unmade sequel to the.
That would be
basically doing a versus of like exploring these fan theories and being like, do we agree with them or not?
And then we say, which one did you like better?
Yeah, of course.
If we do something like that, we might need to change some of the questions and stuff. So we need to talk more about that. But so for the point on that last one, if you're on a flight, which one would you pick? Vampire Hunter or Bubba Ho-Tep?
I'm gonna go Bubba.
Bubba. I think I might do Bubba too. I think I would. I think it would be more pleasant on the on that. So let's give the point to Bubba. Holy crap! This is what we call this was called an ass kicking. All right.
Don't make me use my stuff on you, man.
Yeah, so we got 2, 3, 4, 15 against 9, which means the winner is yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make me use my stuff on you, baby.
I love your description too. Just like
just falling all the time.
He just kind of keeps falling.
Yeah. The winner is
you win. Fatality.
Bubba Ho-Tep. holy crap, Bubba Ho-Tep just destroyed Abraham Lincoln. Like, just killed it. And both were fun movies. Both were
Very fun,
interesting
yeah.
movies based on historical figures that are fighting the forces of evil. And
Indeed.
yeah, after just tearing these movies apart using our scientific method, we have found that the superior ass-kicking historical evil fighting movie is Bubba Ho-Tep.
That's right. Now, it's not fair. You've got a president and the king teaming up, so, Lincoln was just the president, so it is a little,
Oh, boy.
butthole-sucking mummies are greater than vampires, yeah.
Yeah. Dave said that reminded me of Clint doing Elvis moves after a night of liquor. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for that.
I think we all kind of thanks for pinpointing that, because we kind of all imagined it in our head a little bit.
Yeah.
Mel,
Man.
did you watch Bubba Ho-Tep? If not, you got to check it out.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. It is a fun movie. Oh, look at there. Pia! 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 He's back. Both of those movies were pretty fun.
I agree.
Yeah, I had a good time watching them both. Yeah, I'm trying to find what's a good matchup? What do we need to do now?
Well, so I was gonna say, do we want to jump into Christmas? Because we've had a lot of Christmas matchups for a while. We've got Jack Frost versus Jack Frost. We've got Die Hard versus Home Alone. We've got
which if anybody wants to disagree with us, they can. They can. Just wait. What's interesting is that the Die Hard and Home Alone are the same movie. Think about that. They're the same movie. I was like, holy shit. It's the same movie.
Instead of Hans Gruber, you got Joe Pesci.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about something like Gremlins versus the Krampus, holiday horror movies, or Christmas horror movies. But we could also do Silent Night, Deadly Night versus Santa's Sleigh, if we wanted to do something like that. But what else?
I'm excited. I'm super excited to do Home Alone versus Die Hard. That's going to be really fun.
Me too. And Jack Frost versus Jack Frost is
those are good. If you haven't seen both of those, that's going to be interesting.
That's a nightmare fuel. We could do Christmas Vacation versus Christmas Story as best holiday movie, because that's the thing. Christmas Story's kind of held the reins of, best holiday or best Christmas movie for a while. However, my family's always very much been a Christmas Vacation movie.
Mm-hmm, me too. Bumbles bounce. Yeah. Yeah. So let's do Christmas Vacation, but against what?
Well, that's I was saying against Christmas Story, because those are like the two. Christmas Story is a heavy hitter, and it's a good. I mean, it's good. But Christmas Vacation is always.
That's got a warm spot in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I really like one of my regular Christmas movies has become Love Actually. Like I watch, that's always on at Christmas time. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but it's a solid movie.
Bad Santa, that's a good one too.
Yeah, Bad Santa is a good one.
We could do Bad Santa versus Bad Moms Christmas. That's a sequel to Bad Moms. It's actually, I don't know about better, but pretty damn good.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah. Versus Santa's Sleigh with Goldberg. Yeah.
Also, Elf is a fun one.
Totally.
Bad Elf Santa versus Elf.
Oh man. Those are two totally different.
I like to whisper too.
Wow. That's a good one.
We're going to do... Yeah, Elf is such a good movie. We should just do...
Yeah.
For the entire month of December, just do all Christmas movies.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you want to start after Thanksgiving? Because Christmas starts after Thanksgiving. So next week, we're off.
Yeah,
And then so the week after,
I'm going to be
start
doing
Christmas
I'm going to be traveling this week, so we won't be doing a show next week. And then
Scrooged. Damn. Sorry, dude.
That's a good one too.
That's a good one.
Yep. So I'll be on the road this week, so I won't be able to do the show. So I'm gonna do family stuff, and then in the following week, which will get us geared up. Maybe we'll get some special. Maybe we can come up with some cool holiday questions, or just some fun new questions
Totally.
like that.
Yeah.
That'll be fun for these categories. We will do it the whole month of December, which would be
Who's
awesome.
the biggest lump of coal?
Oh, that'll be fun. Awesome. Well, gang.
Yeah. So again, in the comments, or most of y'all know how to contact us. Give us some good matchups, and give us some ideas. Y'all named a lot of great ones that I wouldn't think of. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks, everybody. I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving holiday. It's my favorite holiday. I like turkey and clearly I like turkey and dressing and cranberries a lot. But yeah, it's fun. You get to see fam and eat like a king and eat like the king, man.
Oh, Trading Places too. Damn.
So many good ones. All right. Well, we are going to call it. Hey, Dave, I'm going to send you a link to click on here in a second after we go off the air. So you click on that. You can talk to Curtis and I here. But guys, everybody at home, we appreciate you tuning in every week, as always. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. If you think that subscribe sign that we're flying right there is boring, here's a little something for you. Man, how does it follow his nether regions
it's
like
amazing.
That? It's incredible. But
it just follows your eyes. It's one of those things. It's an eye tracker, and
we love you guys. Thanks a bunch. We will see you soon. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We will see you. We will see you later.
Safe. We love you.